Hello folks, I'm gonna introduce you a problem I have been facing with the Japanese reel, bait casting reel Exsence DC. From my earlier videos I tried to introduce the techniques of the casting of this GDM reel, and during one of my fishing trips I encountered a problem with the spool. I had a backlash. I had a very different and odd backlash, and after that the DC sound was almost non-existent. And when I tried to force reel with 30 grams of jigs, yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it, the DC sound, but it's not really easy. When you see normally, you should hear the DC sound. Yeah, my cat is pawing the door. Sorry about that. Okay, get in. Yes, we can continue. As you see, it's really hard to hear the DC sound. If you watch one of my earlier videos, you can hear the DC sound very easily. You see you hear the mechanic sound of the normal spool, but normally you should hear the whine sound of the DC. So, well, I tested the reel. I casted multiple times. I even catch fish, but I didn't experience any problem with the drag. It was smooth, and the brake was working, but only missing is the DC sound, which is very disappointing actually. But I sent the reel to the Shimano service. They couldn't figure out the problem. Let's open it and see in first hand. You see the Exsence DC has a DC brake unit. It's 4 multiple 8 times, so there are 32 variations. There's 4 different types of methods that you can use: fluorocarbon, monofilament, normal braid, and when you want to cast heavy jigs, you use the XP mode. Normally I prefer the P because I use braid for sea bass fishing. Well, you see the brake is in the maximum, and still I can't hear the DC sound. Well, if you cast a lure, a jig perhaps, you can see the DC sound, but it's very weak. Well, therefore I opened the reels, see if there's any oil missing or any corrosion, and the bearings were okay. I didn't see any apparent problem, but maybe since the DC sound comes from the magnetic resonance of the DC module, maybe I thought it's caused by the DC module itself. So I ordered the DC module from Japan, and it cost me 17 Japanese yen. It's very expensive, and we'll see firsthand if the problem was caused by the DC module itself. If not, then I lost lots of money, but still I get a extra DC model. Oh, let's see. This is a little bit problematic. You see there are 3 screws here, and we have to take them out one by one. Then we will take the tension knob out and see what's causing the problem. Let's take them one by one out. Just bear me, not experienced with the real repair. This is my first time taking the parts out of the DC. This one. I wanted to show you guys because okay, there are not. There we go. This one got stuck, so I changed the screwdriver head. There we go. Careful taking out the screws. Sorry for the camera angle. Okay. Now we take out the DC. You see, this is the actual DC model. This is the spool itself. Let me take it out and see it and show you the inside of the reel. Okay. You see there is a magnetic coating inside the spool. This one. This is very important. This is the magnetic coating of the spool. This makes the spool break with the DC model. And you see the bearings. Well, this is inside the rail. No apparent corrosion problem. Maybe there is a very little corrosion here. You see, there is some salt corrosion, but it's not a big problem, I think. It's not the essential part of the reel. Okay, let's compare the spare part. This is the actual DC model. And this is the part I ordered from Japan. You see, this is the Exsence DC model. Well, they have different color. I don't know what it means. Okay, I think we will take out the bearing inside. I hope I can do it. It shouldn't be much of a problem. Oh, now that's the problem. There's a bearing inside, and I have never take this one out in my life, but I don't know if I can do it. Let's see. I think this little part keeps the bearing inside. If we can take this one out. Change the camera angle. Sorry guys. Yeah. I hope I don't break this. This is my first time ever doing it. So I think this should come out right. Okay. It was easy. You see. Now this is piece of cake. Now only part is putting the bearing inside. I think this is the wrong side. Let's put the other one. Maybe we should put towards this side. No, it should be other side. Yeah, there you go. It's very easy, and I will put this little attachment to keep the bearing inside. I really don't know how to do it. Let's see. Bear me out, guys. This is all experimental, you see. I am quite a learner here. This will take some time, I think. There you go. I think this should. Okay. It should be all right, I think. Let's see. Yeah, you see. I will just put a little juice of oil. Wait me for the interruption. So I'll just put a tiny bit of oil. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. That's enough. I hope I attach the pin in the right way. I'm not really sure. It seems like it's not really fixed, but we will try. We are learning process, you know. Okay, this is the tension knob. You know, normally the tension knob of the bait casting reel is located outside, but the Exsence DC has it located in the inside because Japanese guys don't want you to change the tension knob very much. They set the tension knob in the factory and leave it. You just play with the braking modules. Okay, now this is the time we know the truth. Okay, let's put the spool back. There you go. Oh, by the way, since we just take the parts out, why not just oil back the reel? Yeah, just a tiny one. This should be enough. And also the bearings. That's enough. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we done it correctly. Let's see. I think this should be upside down. Yep, like this. And we'll start screwing. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if the tension is all right. You see, the side-to-side play is a tiny bit side of play. I'm just squeezing it more, a tiny bit more maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. The side-to-side play is minimal. And now it's time to turn the ties on. Let's see. We'll see if the DC sound is back. You see, it's the P mode. Well, I'm really excited. Well. So it's not related with the DC model itself. Well, that sucks. Well, I can't hear the DC sound, so I thought the DC module was malfunctional because the DC sound comes from this model, but I changed it with a brand new one, but the DC sound didn't come back. Well, this means either there's something problematic inside the gear, but it's very strange because I didn't experience any drag problem or any casting problem or any brake problem. This is really weird. Okay, let's see if we change the tension up a bit, if it changes. I'm going to open it up. Yes, it's the P mode. The brake is, oh, the brake was minimum. Sorry guys. Or did we just I hear the DC sound, I guess. Okay, let's play with the tension up again. I'm going to squeeze it more. Let's see if there is any change. Well, maybe you can't hear it, but I hear the DC sound a little bit more. So, well, I don't know what's causing the problem, but we have got a progress, I think. I want to know if I spooled the DC correctly. I'm not really sure, but it should be correct because the numbers are and the symbols are in the correct way, and the brake is maximum. Let's turn the tension up maximum, see if there's any change. Okay. So, yeah, it's a bit extra, it's a bit overdose. I'm going to turn it very down and see if it does make any difference. Okay, you see the side-to-side play is very apparent. Okay, let's see. Well, you can hear the DC sound a little bit more, I think. But normally, the DC sound, when I turn to reel, it should be like this, because it's a ongoing process, and just a tiny bit sound comes out of the magnetic coatings, just that, and it stops. It's very annoying. You see, it's more apparent now. Well, other than that, the reel is smooth. I don't see any problem with the, with fishing. I don't see any problem. And we open up the DC model itself. I don't think it does have any problem with this neither. It seems okay. I was gonna open this up, if I had the exact success with the DC sound and understand that the problem was with the DC model. I was just gonna open this up to show you guys what is really inside, but I don't think this is I think this is okay, this functioning, but there is some kind of problem, maybe in the gear, I don't know, maybe some dirt inside, but I haven't used the reel very much, only 6 months and maybe 4 or 5 times of fishing, so it shouldn't be a problem. This is a brand new reel. Well, let's change the settings of it. The tension, let's make it an ideal settings. Get rid of the side-to-side play. Yeah, a little bit more. We'll make more. I think this should be okay. Now, let's try again. Yeah, you see the DC sound is, we are getting somewhere. Yeah, you can hear it much better. Interesting. Well, it's really smooth and I can really say that it's more apparent than before. The DC sound is much apparent. You can hear the DC just a little bit. But I have earlier videos on Instagram when I first got reel. You know, you're very excited. The DC reel, you just put some brace and try to reel, and it goes. It's a really good sound, but now it's missing. But it's better now. I don't know what's causing the problem. It's quite smooth. Sorry. Well, let's play with the modules, see if there is any change. Okay. Now XP mode. Normally XP mode has much less break, so the DC sound should come less, obviously. Well, it's more apparent, I think. You see that you can hear it. By the way, my cat is snoring. Can you hear it? Oh, wakey. Okay, let's continue. It's strange. The XP mode is making the DC sound more apparent. You see this, it goes more continually. Yeah, I'm much pleased now, because when I was using this one, I tested XP mode and the sound was almost non-existent. So maybe tiny bit of damage inside, I don't know. Maybe it just gone away when I put some oil inside the bearing. Maybe that was causing the problem, I don't know. But the DC sound is much better. Not as apparent as the first day of the reel when I got it. It was much more apparent. People around you fishing comes and what's that sound? It's weird, and it goes like, what's that whining sound? They don't have any bait casting reels, apparently they are spinning guys, but it's getting attention, you know. But outdoor, you will not hear the DC sound in the noise. But still, it's something. Well, let's change the spool. Tension up. I'm getting it loose. Let's see now. Try again. If the sound is gonna be much apparent. A tiny bit more. Well, in these series, loosening the tension up doesn't always make your casting distance better. You know, there should be some resistance through the magnetic coatings. You know, if you normally the normal centrifugal brake reels, you lose the tension up from here, and since it's much loose, you have more casting distance, but also more backlash chance. But in DC modules, when you lose up the spool much, it doesn't give you a distance, because the resistance and the magnetic coating should be in the middle, I think. So this is not really ideal. Let's make it more stiff. Get rid of the side-to-side play. When I got the reel first time, when I got it from Japan, they set the reel tension in the factory, and there was no apparent side-to-side play. It was really fixed. I think they are maximizing the magnetic breaking. Yeah, let's make it more. You see, it's almost gone. A little bit more. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's see. Let's see if well, apparently if you squeeze the tension up very much, you know, then you lose some casting distance because it's gonna be stiff. You should set the side-to-side play minimum. Also secure some magnetic resistance. Yeah, that much better, you see. Now you can hear it, the DC sound, right? Just go back to the start of the video and try to listen again the DC. You will not hear the DC sound, but now it's much more apparent. Yeah, and I should tell you, and now I'm just reeling the spool. Now there is no any lure attached. When you cast the reel, the weight of the lure will turn this spool much faster, and you will hear the whine, DC whine, much more apparent. So this is a good sign. This is a really good sign. Yeah. I don't know if I fixed my problem. Maybe a little, but I will tell you after doing some casting tests. And well, at least I'm more hopeful because this is a good sea bass bait casting reel, and I was much pleased with it. Of course, I'm gonna use it with the P mode. Mostly at night. I go fishing at night. Wow, this is much better. So you see, the tension, setting the tension knob is very important. If you get the reel from Japan, never ever touch the tension knob, never. Because if you lose it up, you won't gonna get any casting distance. It doesn't work like that way. There should be some resistance, and they set the tension up in the factory so that the magnetic braking works in an excellent, perfect way. So never ever touch the tension up inside. It's a reason why they put it inside. They don't want you to change it, okay? Well, I'm pleased with it. I'm gonna test it more and see if the sound is much better when I'm actually casting my lures. And well, if I see any problem with the braking or any problem with the drag, then we should open it inside, see if there is any problem inside the gear. Well, I'm hopeful. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to show a weird problem of the DC reel. I wrote this online in the Tackle Tour forum. Some guys tried to help me, but really we couldn't figure out what's causing the problem. So I just ordered a new DC module. Well, it kind of make the DC sound better, but I'm not really sure if it's the actual DC module itself or just the bearings. Maybe some oil got stuck. I'm not really sure. We'll see by time. So well, this cost me a fortune, but at least I'm happy the reel is working and I will be able to catch some fish. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys like it. At least I tried to show you some stuff, and please, if you want to, just subscribe and put some like, and see ya. One last casting, okay. Yeah, that's smooth.